Okay, we're recording. Now technology is working for me. Okay, I don't think that I'm getting any feedback, but if you guys hear anything weird, let me know because I have myself on my phone also, but I'm not recording my phone. Thank you guys so much for getting on. I hope that I can talk to you guys and cover any of the questions that you guys have. And I hope that we can kind of hash out maybe some ideas and things for our group and for your social media game plan and strategy, things like that. So with that in mind, first thing, To Be Mindset is a nutrition program that's coming out next week. It's coming out on May 1st, I believe, and no, May 2nd. It is strictly going to be a nutrition program. And so basically what that means is that it's like 40 videos from a nutritionist who's a registered dietitian who has personally lost over 100 pounds and who has helped her clients lose, 100 or 150 or 60, or, she's just helped her clients lose a lot of weight. It's a weight loss nutrition program, but it does not require you to exercise. So if you are talking to someone right now, or maybe you have people in your life, your family, who they really have struggled with their weight for a really long time, and they have a hard time sticking to anything, this is for them. So just kind of keep those people in the back of your mind. The To Be Mindset is going to be separate from Beachbody On Demand. And so it's going to be its own thing. It will have an app that you can access everything with. It's really going to be an incredible tool and a resource. But it's something that I am personally going to be doing at least for a month. I'm going to be starting another round of 80-day obsession in the middle of May, in the middle of May. But before I start my next round of 80-day obsession, I'm going to be starting the To Be Mindset next week. So the To Be Mindset is just the nutrition side of things. It's just going through her video series and understanding your mind and your relationship emotionally and mentally with food. This is something that 98% of the population, especially in the United States and Canada, struggles with. And so ultimately, I want you guys to be aware of that and know that it's a tool and a resource. But I'm not actively going to be promoting anything with it until I start doing it myself, if that makes sense. So as we go through that together as a team, I would recommend that you guys do it with us. I'm not sure exactly the plan for when it releases, how it's going to work, but it's kind of going to be a little bit similar to the 80-day obsession. When that launched, coaches could get a kit. And so it's going to be a little bit like a digital kit. It's going to be separate from Beachbody On Demand, but it can be linked to your Beachbody On Demand, if that makes sense. It's almost like an add-on to Beachbody On Demand. So I'm pretty sure the kit, just the basic kit to get you what you need to have access to the To Be Mindset for the rest of your life, is $99. So be saving up, be thinking about how you can reinvest in your business, because this is something that's going to help you. It's going to help you personally. It's going to help you be able to help more people. So when programs launch like this, it's absolutely essential that you as a coach are on board with those, because people are watching you and they're going to be seeing stuff. They're going to be seeing stuff from other coaches. They're going to be seeing stuff from just infomercials and things on the internet that go pop up all over the place. And if you're not talking about it, then they're not going to think that you have the ability to help them access it. It doesn't mean you have to do it forever and ever and ever, but it really is an awesome way to just understand healthy eating and intuitive eating. So I think it's tomorrow night. I'll post this in our team page, but tomorrow night there's going to be a call from one of the ladies in our team, Melissa Brewer, who she's actually gone through the test group with To Be Mindset. She's been doing it for the last 3 months. And she is going to be talking about what she's doing with her team, because all of her team obviously has not experienced the To Be Mindset program yet. And so she's just going to be talking about that. So if that's something that you guys feel like that's your audience, or you feel like you have anyone that is in need of that kind of a thing, that's a call that you would want to be on tomorrow. It will be recorded, but it is definitely something to be aware of. So, okay, I'm going to stop that horse. And the next announcement that I had, if you guys have not tried the beach bars yet, oh my gosh, they are so good. My kids love them. Stop buying your kids crappy snacks and go get the beach bars, because you get a discount on them, and they're something that will help build your volume because you can tell customers about them. So I just posted in my Instagram stories about them. I'm not saying that they're called beach bars. I'm not even showing the label. Like, I'm pretty much just saying, like, look at this granola bar. Like, it is the best thing ever. And I'm explaining a couple of the ingredients, and I'm just kind of piecing it in there every now and then. And so every now and then I might get someone who asks me a question and says, well, what are you eating? Like, what is that? And just creating that curiosity and building it into part of my lifestyle is super helpful. So if you haven't tried the beach bars, try to do that. Oh crap, I just remembered. I need to announce a winner for who gets to have a couple of the beach bars from last week, because you guys did a post and I need to look at who had the most likes and comments, whatever, from that post. Okay. Winner from challenge group. Okay, so that said, beach bars are awesome. You should try them. They can substitute out your, like, if you want to try something different, or if you have a spouse account, or if you don't have a spouse account yet and you want to sign up a spouse to have yourself closer to Emerald, that's a really smart move as far as your business goes. It's something you could use for prizes, and obviously they're really yummy snacks. Ours are like, I think they're about halfway gone, and it's only been like a week and a half, but that's okay. Okay. Last thing for like announcements. I have this idea in my head of having like a weekly cheerleader in our challenge group. Basically, this would be any of you guys who are active coaches, who are actually invested in like wanting to help people. I basically need someone once a week, in addition to myself, to be commenting on people's posts in the Challenge Tracker app. So when people are, posting their sweaty selfies, or they're posting their Shakeology pictures, or their, like, we've had a couple people who actually have shared some pretty intimate stuff in the last few days. Like Jill is she's one of the discount coaches in there from our team, and she is doing 80 Day Obsession, and she's like just talked about yesterday. She's like, I wanted to share some personal stuff with you guys. Like, I was thinking about just the 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips that I get to put in my shake when I get home, because it's my what did she say? Because it's Shark Week and I really wanted chocolate. I'm not sure if that was a typo, but she said, but my daughter's friend ate the chocolate, and so I was super bummed, but I still kicked my butt for an hour doing 80 Day Obsession. I'm super proud of the hard work that I did today. This is my 3rd week of being really serious about this, and I feel super great. And I think you guys are doing a great job too. So, like, I responded to her, and I think one other person responded to her as well. Or maybe she responded back to me. But like those kinds of things, when people are posting in the group, like, I know that there's a lot of posts, but if you just go back like just a few times and just scroll through basically once a day at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, whenever you log your own workout, I need someone commenting on people's posts and just saying like, good job, being a cheerleader, asking questions, answering questions if they have questions, because sometimes they have questions about like, well, how do I, do this? So do you guys think that would be like, do you think that would be helpful in kind of creating the community, or do you think that we should find a different way to like kind of pull people together in one space? I'm open to ideas.
Can you hear us?
Yes, Jen, I can hear you. I can't hear Emily and Tanya though, so hold on. Let me unmute you guys. Okay, now you're unmuted.
I was just going to say, I think that is fine and doable, and then it's in the same place, because I have a hard time keeping track when we're going from like Facebook to this to the tracker. Mm-hmm. So if we do one place, that's easier for me, I think.
Okay, so I'm thinking I want to have a weekly cheerleader. So basically, like, it would just be, I'm going to try and do this as much as possible. Like, just, when I go to bed or in the morning when I wake up, like, I try and go through and comment on people's stuff and ask questions and answer questions personally. But I want at least one of you guys every week to be like, for the duration of Monday through Saturday, you're commenting and liking and just kind of responding to other people's stuff in there. Because I think that if it's more than just me doing it, that it will start to have everyone else will start engaging too. Does that make sense? Like, I'm kind of just wanting to show that we're setting the example and just show people like, hey, you can actually talk back to each other. It's okay. I promise. Nobody's going to bite your head off. So if you guys are good to do that, I think that would be really helpful. Does anyone want to volunteer to just kind of help take the rest of this week, and then we can start fresh next week?
Okay.
Okay, so Tanya, just every night or at least once a day, just go through and comment on people's stuff from the day before or the current day. And the other thing is that it's really important for you guys as coaches and for me, I need to remind myself of this too, to be commenting on whatever the pinned post in the app is. That's our engagement post for the day. So that's like the one where we have a question or we have some kind of a tip or something that people need to answer. And making sure that you guys are answering that question is, or those questions, if there's multiple questions, is important. It takes like 3 seconds. Just like be a part of that part of the group, because that check-in is where we want people reflecting and we want people like, kind of engaging back and forth more with each other. Because that's like the day's stuff. And it's a lot easier to keep track of that stuff and to respond to that stuff than it is to respond to like everyone's Shakeology and workout post. If that makes sense. So like, be a cheerleader, but all of you guys, like I need you commenting on, if you're not already, like commenting on the daily post. So the one that's pinned at the top. Okay, it's kind of showing. There we go. It's pinned at the very top of the post. It'll say like pinned post, or if you're looking on this page, it looks like this. The one that says view and it has a little pin next to it. So far it's been me or Jen who have been posting. You guys are more than welcome to volunteer for days if you want to post for specific days. I just kind of want it scheduled ahead of time so that it actually goes at 3 o'clock in the morning so that people see it on the Eastern Coast side. Okay, so I need to write this down. Tanya's doing cheerleader the rest of this week. Okay, who wants to take next week?
I can take next week.
Okay, Emily's got next week. So to do, what's the beginning of the week? April 30th. Okay, so then Jen, will you take the week of May? Oh, what's the date? Is it May something? May 7th? Okay. Okay, other thing. I wanted to ask you guys, I know I did the post and you guys all saw the post so far about like asking for time zones in our challenge group. I am wanting to try for the month of May to have a daily Zoom workout. So basically what that would be is we give everyone a Zoom link, and there's a morning Zoom link, an afternoon Zoom link, and then an evening Zoom link basically. So it would be like we would have kind of like 3 team captains, so to speak. And whoever like consistently does their workout at a specific time, like in those brackets, you would be in charge of like basically messaging your people with that Zoom link, or just reminding them, here's the Zoom link for if you want to do a live workout together. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? Because I think that our girls in our group would benefit from seeing each other's faces like we do right now. I think that it would help boost their, like, just their ability to believe in themselves. I think that it would help them feel a little bit less alone if they're doing, I know like Jen does her workout crazy early in the morning here in Arizona, but I also know that that Megan in our group does her workout super early in the morning too, and she's also in Arizona. And so I think that if we kind of had this mutual collective group of people at each time that were doing their workouts together and doing it on a Zoom call like this, I think that would be really encouraging for people. And as coaches, it forces us to show up at a certain time consistently, which is really, effective for us and for our girls who are trying to build a habit. So you 3 are like the only 3 on right now. But I think I know Julie does her workout, I think in the evenings most of the time. But we have a couple different time zones that we're kind of working with. So I'm kind of going to need someone for the Eastern time zone, just depending on when that is. And so, the team captain of these little workout pods might be one of the coaches. It might be a discount coach who, I just feel like could be a good leader for something like this. But I think that would be helpful. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how to organize it. because I can't be at the workouts for every single one of them because I just can't work out 5 times a day. But anyway, do you guys have any ideas for how to like organize that? Because my brain is kind of like, I don't know what to do.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I'll have to be doing the same workout, right?
So you could all be doing the same workout. Like, I think that would be, and you know what, maybe that would be a super easy way to organize it, would just be like, if you're doing 21 Day Fix and you do it at this time, then do it with this person. Like, here's your Zoom link.
Okay.
But the other thing would be that it really isn't that big of a deal if people are doing different workouts, because like most people, when they're doing a Zoom workout like this, they would mute themselves. And so like, it would kind of just be like cheering each other on and like waving and making silly faces. And I've done Zoom workouts before, like in the mornings with people, and it's super funny. And at the end, or whenever we hop off, we just always like tell each other like, hey, thanks, good job. Like, so I guess I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think people could do different workouts and it would be fine? Or do you think it would be better to be like, okay, who's doing this workout? Who's doing that workout?
I think the different workouts would be fine, because I think it's going to be too hard to do the time zones and the same workout. Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm feeling like, is the time zone is the biggest factor, because we've got people all over the place. And we've got one girl from the UK, Katie, need her to bring a friend so that she has a buddy to do a workout with in the UK, because I guess maybe her workout could be at the same time as my workout in the morning. Like if I do one at 6, maybe it's like the same time as hers later in the UK. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So that's an idea that I really want to implement for the, like, starting next week for May. Do you think I should just have should I just basically send in like a group message in the challenge group and just say, hey, we're going to start doing these group workouts. If you're in this time zone and you work out about this time, this is the link that you'll join that morning, and just kind of like leave it up to them and just say, hey, if you want to do this, then do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I feel like, I don't know. We can remind people and post about it. Like I'll do a video on, like probably Sunday. And I think Sunday, like I'll do a quick 3-minute video, and I'll ask people to introduce themselves and just tell us a little bit about their new goals for the month of May. But I also want to just kind of introduce the idea of doing these Zoom workouts and having that community aspect of everything. So, okay, I'll plan on doing that. And if you guys have a time of day that you would be willing to be a Zoom workout captain, then let me know. Let's see. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any other questions about that stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know how to work Zoom, so.
Okay, well, we will teach you how to work Zoom. It's super simple. Honestly, you can schedule anything from your phone right there. So I will figure out how we can basically just teach people how to use that. Go away, calendar. I don't want to see you. Okay, I'm going to mute you guys just for a minute so I can talk a little bit about planning. Tanya, she's just like, wah, 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 wah. You have reached the chatty phase. Okay. All right. Okay. So one of the things that I think could be really helpful for you guys is, like, I don't know, I'm a list person. And so I like having a to-do list, and I like having the ability to kind of cross things off that list. It makes me feel really good. So one of the things that I heard on a national wake-up call, and I'm not sure if I did this right, but I just tried it for this week. It was basically to make a 4-corner page like this, where you just take a blank sheet of paper and you fold it into 4, and then you unfold it and you label each of the 4 sections. So like, these are my 4 priorities that I'm kind of focused on as far as my business and my personal life goes. And so it's basically just writing out, what are my goals or my things that I need to do this week for each of these sections of my life. So like my family, like my personal life, what all needed to happen this week. So I've got things like groceries, meal plan, picture day for Joshua, like just things that I just don't want to forget that I need to make sure I put into my calendar. And then I've got, things like date night is in there, returning stuff to the store, like just random stuff that I know has been on my mind, that I want to get kind of brain dumped out so that I don't have to think about it like all the time. I know that I'll come back to it and I'll see it later. Then I have one where it's kind of like a brain dump of things I want to make sure that I do for my business. Things that, that for me, this is things like making sure that I'm doing my power hour every day, or my power pockets where I'm just kind of piecing it in throughout the day. This is like reminders for what kinds of posts that I want to do. Just random little things related to my business. Then I've got one for my challenge group, or like checking in with my challengers, things that I want to like talk to them about. And then I've got one for like my team, because I want to be talking to you guys, and making sure that I'm, engaging with you guys and answering your questions, and just being able to communicate with you guys. So like I've got things like the team call is on here. But I think that it kind of has helped me this week to just be able to like do stuff, and to make sure that I'm not forgetting some of the main priorities, because I know that I can just go through and pick from that list and be like, okay, I need to do this. If I'm kind of stuck feeling like, well, what should I do now? Then I have a list of things that I brain dumped at the beginning of the week, so that if I'm kind of drawing a blank, I can go back to that list. Does that make sense? So like basically, like I guess what I'm saying is at the beginning of every week, or you can even just start now for the rest of this week, go and write down anything and everything that you feel like you need to just get out, so that it's not constantly on your mind, and then you have it on a place where you can come back to and reference it later, and then start working from that list, as you have the space and time to do so. Basically, the idea is that if it really is that big of a priority, you'll get it done. If it's not that big of a priority, you can move it to next week, or maybe it will go away and you'll decide you don't ever have to do it, period. So that's just an idea for like kind of how you could maybe organize your thoughts, so to speak, to get prepped for a week. The other thing is planning doing your power pockets and things like that. So when you have a super busy schedule, I think there's a couple different ways you could do this, because like my life and my schedule looks different a little bit every single day. But ultimately I have a lot more predictability because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and because I have, the time when my daughter has a nap and when Joshua can maybe go play at a friend's house. Like I have a little bit of a longer stretch of time that I can focus on business activities. But if you don't have those stretches of time, then you kind of have to build in some triggers. So we've talked a little bit about the power pockets. I've shared that like graphic that I gave you guys that is a printable, where you can like print that checklist off. You could screenshot that and save it to your phone, so you can just reference it. But basically it's the same kinds of activities every single day. And it's just doing those things consistently throughout the day. Doesn't mean that you have to do them exactly the same time every single day, but as long as you're doing those activities and you do all of them every single day, you will start to build momentum in your business, because you'll build an audience. You'll build people that you have a list so that you can be talking to people. But it's not going to happen unless you start doing all of those actions on that list every single day. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go and talk to 10 new people every single day. You could just talk to 3 new people every day. You could talk to 5 new people every day. Like you set the numbers. I think I gave a recommended number. But you ultimately are the ones that are responsible for your own business, because you're the CEO. I'm the mentor. I am going to show you the things that have worked for me, but like I do more personal development than 10 minutes a day. I put in there 10 minutes because that's like the bare minimum that you should be doing every single day. I add 10 new followers or friends to my Facebook or my Instagram, but I don't always do it on one day. Sometimes I do 10 on one day and I do 30 on a different day. And I don't keep track of people who I'm following or who I've friended. Like if I send a friend request and it says like friend request sent on Facebook, I don't keep track of those people until they friend me or follow me back. Does that make sense? So like, don't cloud your brain with a bunch of people that you're adding to your network if they haven't friended you back and you can't engage on their, on their social media. Because I used to worry like, well, should I record who I'm adding as a friend? Like, even if they haven't friended me back yet, like, no, don't add them as a friend on your list of contacts. So you could have a spreadsheet. You could be using just a notebook is honestly how I started, just writing down names in a notebook. Just write those people down who respond back to your friend request. Okay, we've got 10 minutes. Connections. So what was I talking about? Hold on. Okay, pockets. So if you have a really busy schedule, if you work, if you have like unpredictable, crazy life because you have a newborn, like I know Tanya, your life is nuts because you've got a baby who is like, hello, I want to be awake all the time. And she is the cutest thing ever, but it also makes it hard for sitting down. And I remember that, like having a new baby and having a really busy, just unpredictable schedule. So basically you have to kind of discipline yourself when you have those pockets of time. So let's just say you drive somewhere. You're driving somewhere, you have to start disciplining yourself to think, okay, I'm driving. I can be listening to an audiobook. So then you have a downloaded audiobook on Audible, and you're listening to that audiobook for the duration of the time that you're driving. The more that you do that consistently, you're going to build the habit. It's the same thing as working out. You do it enough times over and over again, and you're going to build the habit. Then you won't have to think about it. You'll just like, oh, I have a blank space, or oh, I'm driving, oh, I'm doing laundry. Well, listen to personal development. They do not have to be the power pockets. You do not have to do them all in the same order. If you're kind of an OCD person and you feel like you need that structure, then follow the order. It's not a bad thing, but I would start with power pocket number 1 as your number 1. And the other 3 things are kind of like, are you taking care of you? Because you're very important. You're the one who, is running your business. You have to take care of yourself. And so basically, let's say you finished your workout early in the morning. So Jen, do you mind if I use you as an example?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I don't mind.
Okay. So Jen finishes her workout. Let's say it's 5:30 in the morning. She's finished her workout. She's logged in the Challenge Tracker app. She's drinking her Shakeology, and maybe she's going to shower and get ready. Before you shower, maybe go and add 5 new friends on Facebook. Like just start kind of like, okay, pick up my phone, logged my workout, logged my shake, add 5 new friends. It's kind of just like taking a habit that you've already created, and you're just going to attach a tiny little bit of doing that power pocket right then. So then, okay, I've added 5 new followers on Facebook or 5 new followers on Instagram. Then you put your phone down, you shower, maybe you listen to personal development when you take a shower, and you get ready and going to school. If you're driving to school and you can listen to PD on the way to school, great. Then you get into the school parking lot and you're parked and you have like 3 minutes. Then you're going to go from your list of people who are like maybe people that are following your posts on Instagram or Facebook, or it could be new friends who added you back, and you're going to go and connect with them in some way. So this could be that you're going to send them a message. It could be that you're going to just engage on their social media and just like or comment on some of their stuff. Ideally, I think messaging people is a little bit more effective for building a relationship, but it has to start with that liking and commenting. So if you don't have any kind of a baseline, or if maybe you have a question, then instead of asking the question on their social media page, like on their posts, you could ask the question in a message. Birthday messages, super easy way to send a new message and just start a new conversation and ask them, how's your day going? Because most people don't get messages like that on their birthday. And if they do, then it gives them a chance to respond and actually talk about their day and talk about their what they've been doing to celebrate. People love that. They want to talk about themselves. So get to the school parking lot, message 5 people, done. Then, you do school, you've got kids all day. Maybe you have a quick, like a recess break somewhere in there, or maybe you have like a prep hour. Then at the beginning or the end of your prep hour, then that's when you would maybe post one of your social media posts, or you could do the social media post in the parking lot. Like there's so many different options. It's just really seeing, okay, I have a little window of time here. How can I use this the most effectively to run my business? And so we're just going to go with the schedule we've created in my head here. So you've got a quick morning prep. Let's say you've got like 15 minutes of prep. If on Sunday night you went through and you decided, okay, on this day, I want to do a social media post about a transformation, and on this day I want to do a social media post and I want to talk about like a recipe, then you can either write those posts ahead of time over the weekend and just go through and post them at the time. Like, let's just say you post them on your prep hour, or you post them early in the morning, whatever it is, but use that little piece of time and use it for, obviously, like you have to use it for your job, but you could also use, 5 minutes and just write a few words in a post, or, write down a personal development quote that you want to use with a photo. That's just kind of one way that you could use for, doing your social media power pocket. Okay, so then go through the rest of your day, maybe during lunch. Let's just say during lunch, instead of maybe going and having lunch with other teacher friends every single day, and I'm not saying you do this, but let's just pretend Jen goes every single day and she has lunch with her teacher friends and she loves doing that, but instead of doing that every single day, maybe she does that once a week, and she does that on Fridays, and all the other days she stays in her classroom and she eats her lunch and she sends invites. So then you can go from your running list of people that you've connected with, and you can go from your list of people who have been following your social media posts on Facebook and Instagram, and you can send an invite to just say, hey, like, I noticed you've been following my journey. Thanks so much. I think it's awesome that I've been able to do XYZ. This is why it's been helping me. Do you have any goals you're working on too? Super simple. Like, literally nothing salesy, nothing weird. Like, people have goals, and it's May, and it's May, and people are wondering what the crap has happened to half the year already, and they're trying to figure out why they haven't lost all the weight that they said they were going to lose by now. And you have a solution. It's not a bad thing to invite them to tell you what their goals are. Okay, so lunch happens. Jen's day is finishing up. She goes, picks up her kids from daycare. She's got family time. Maybe she makes her kids dinner. That's, little pieces in there. You could be doing Instagram stories. You could, because it's super simple to snap a quick picture. Picked up the kids from daycare. Now we're doing this. Like, showing your day in Instagram stories can happen throughout the day. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Then let's say kids get in bed and she's got 20 minutes, 30 minutes of, solid time she can really devote to following up with people and to answering messages. Then that would be, maybe where you piece those last two power pockets in there. Does that kind of help you guys like break it up a little bit and see how you can juggle a schedule and still fit this in? I can hear you. You can talk. It's okay. Because like I feel like for me, I've been doing this for so long that I don't even really think about it when I'm doing it. So I wanted to like break it down so you guys could see like this is what this action is. This is what this action is. And if it helps you to set timers and just say I'm gonna like and comment on people's posts for 5 minutes instead of liking and commenting on 5 people's posts, then set timers. Like there's not a right or wrong way to do it, but just giving yourself that parameter and that goal is essential because it's gonna help you reach for that every single time. So okay, I need to stop talking because we have 2 minutes left. And the call is going to end on its own because Zoom is crazy. Do you guys have any questions for me or anything else that you would like me to talk about? Because I can always go live in our team page like tomorrow and talk more. No.
Can you ask the question again? Sorry, I was writing something.
No, you're fine. Do you guys have any questions about the power pockets or anything that we talked about? To this point, because if you do, we've got a minute and a half. I could try and answer another question.
I do not, but I'm trying to do what you're saying.
Okay, I see that you're trying to do what I'm saying.
And I after I work out, I try to either add people or follow up with people from the day before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is
better at posting on social media. My dad even called me out on it.
Hey. It's all good. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to have family members that are going to be like, what are you doing? Because it's been 3 years and I still, every now and then, at least once a year, my mother-in-law messages me and is like, are you sure Danny is comfortable with you posting that? I'm like, yes, I am sure. He's sitting right here. He's fine. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording